back to the Marvel Movie Minute, a daily podcast in which we smash apart the films of the Marvel Cinematic Universe into 1-minute chunks so we can analyze them in scrupulous detail. I'm Kyle Olson from the Road to Infinity podcast.
Hey, and I'm Rob Cabasco. I have a very real fear of needles.
Oh, okay.
No, like to the point like when I have to go get blood work done or I have to lay down. If my wife's there, she holds my hand. And then I have distractional therapy where as I say, hey, as you're ready to put the needle in, I'm going to look away and tap furiously on the top of my head.
Wow.
Serious.
Okay.
Like because I feel everything.
Yeah.
I can't. Why am I talking about this?
Well,
because this
Bruce
minute
is about to
has a moment that really bugs me. I'm going to leave it at that.
I'm also not a big fan of needles. I also have to look away when they do it, but I don't have to go nearly that far. So maybe I should start doing some of that stuff because I know it's coming.
Yes.
Yeah. So welcome, everybody. We're not here to talk about needles. We're here to talk about minute 12 of Louis Leterrier's Incredible Hulk movie. And last time we left off, Bruce had gotten a plant. He had gotten a Cora Blanca plant that he was going to use to try and cure the Hulk. And now we're getting to see some serious science.
What will he do? What will you do with that flower?
You know what you do? You need a montage.
Oh.
Even Rocky had a montage.
A scientific montage.
A scientific montage. That's right. We get into some serious science with the violins strumming and everything. I mean, like we get mortar and pestle. We see him use a graduated cylinder. We see him pour stuff from a test tube with green stuff because green Hulk. There's lots of green that goes along in here. We see him pop those things into a centrifuge, and you're thinking, well, how the heck did Bruce Banner managed to build a centrifuge?
The things you find dumpster diving in Brazil.
That's right. So if you want to know how he did that, there is a deleted scene.
What?
Yes, there's a deleted scene that shows exactly what you're talking about. Bruce Banner going dumpster diving and pulling out all the pieces to create this centrifuge. If you pause it, you'll see it's a record player. And it's a wheel of a bicycle, and so he has them together. So the question is, what record is he playing? I don't know. I wish I did. I wish I could tell you.
You can see it. Okay, and then when you say all this, you see it in the scene.
Yep.
Yeah, he's putting the test tubes in the spokes of the bicycle wheel.
That's right, and then running the record player, and then the record player is spitting all the stuff out, like centrifuge to separate the elements on the two. And you know who's not impressed by all this science? Who? The dog.
No, the dog.
The dog is incredibly bored by this. They cut to a shot of the dog yawning.
And I mean, it's a full-on, it's an explicit yawn.
Oh, yes. Yes.
The dog's like, whatever.
Yeah. He's like, that dog is not a fan of montages.
You know this is your ticket out of here. Like, we've told you that, right?
But we get to see sort of the fastidious side of Bruce. I mean, in this, who spends most of the rest of the movie, before and after, running, hiding, trying to get away. Like, we actually get to see him do some serious science here.
So I don't, now, of course, not to get caught up in this, but this is why we're here.
Yeah, sure.
I found, this is a nice little montage, and it's a science montage. How often do you see that, right? But how does it get to be that green milky liquid when it's it was a white flower,
right?
And
he just
clear
poured
liquid
something into it, and then I know.
I don't know about that.
Because Hulk. That's why.
Again,
Hulk.
you got to communicate to the viewer science, and goopiness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And and why wouldn't it be green? Because stuff in this one.
I guess. Now I'm really thinking though, when this is all happening, I'm really thinking he's going to drink this.
Oh, right. That he's like, because the next thing we see is him going into a still, essentially. I mean, that's what it looks like. It looks like a full-on, moonshiner whiskey still.
He's making.
It's got the copper piping and everything.
That's where I thought this was going.
Yeah. So he he pours out just a small portion of this, and it's bluish purple.
Yeah.
It's not green.
So how did this all happen? I don't understand. And I know I know we have the shot of him with the brainy specs, and he's watching it go like it is.
Right.
It is like a still. You're absolutely right. But here I'm still thinking,
like Mr. Blue, so it's blue.
Yeah, I like the purple because the green and purple.
Sure.
Very incredible colors.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think about the purple.
So I'm thinking to myself,
because we haven't seen a lot of purple so far. There's a lot of green.
He's going to drink it until
they cut to your favorite shot of the whole movie.
Good Lord. Now, okay, so again, needles, right?
Yeah.
This is a shot. They said to someone, they hired someone. Ed Norton didn't do this.
No, that's not Ed Norton's finger.
They hired someone to say, hey, hand model.
Yeah, exactly.
Joey Tribbiani, please come here.
I have an odd hand model piece of trivia, by the way. Did you know whose hands are on the American Beauty poster? Like the famous American Beauty, like there's like a woman's body and the rose petals and hands. Those are not Mina Savari's hands.
Wait, what?
No, those are Christina Hendricks' hands from Mad Men and Firefly. Christina Hendricks.
Because
she was a hand model.
Okay. For a second there, I got a little weirded out by that.
I know.
I'm like,
it's true.
How did they? Was there holes in the table that she put?
It's
No,
Photoshop.
it's Photoshop.
Yeah, so they just did nothing untoward. But
how is that happening?
I know. I know. Like you're like, why are you going on this aside? Well, because very rarely do I have my hand model trivia actually matters in the course of a conversation. But here we are. So that's the question: did they like go around and say we need someone who has the exact fingertips as Edward Norton? And there's a modeling contest of fingers, or this was just literally the guy who shot it, just put his hands in front of the camera.
No, we didn't compare fingertips.
We did not compare fingertips.
But let's
we did
just
not
say
go that far. So that shows our lack of dedication to this project.
Probably. Now, okay, but here's the thing that just blows me away about this is that hey, we need a hand model, but here's what we need you to do.
Yes.
We need you to hold your finger still. It's going to be a close up. You are going to insert a needle into the tip of your finger so that blood can come out. Let me say a couple things about that.
Okay.
Ouch.
Yes, ouch.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's not special effects.
I actually think it is. But
you think it is?
Let's go ahead. Finish your thought, and then I'll tell you what my alternate version of it is.
Here's my second point. This is like the videos you get of the people on YouTube who are like, look, I have this bee, and this bee is in the tweezers, and we're going to piss this bee off so that it will sting me. And those I'm also like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
No, for the life of the bee. 1, the bee.
Right.
2,
exactly.
no.
I'm thinking of this the bee. I don't care about you,
that
YouTuber.
Hurt. Why would you do that? Why do you think this is special effects?
Okay, so there is a gag. That's what they call them, gags, that you can do with a knife. And so they do this a lot of times with knives, where someone will like do like the whole, I'm so crazy, I'm going to cut my own arm. And they take a knife and they drag it across their arm and blood comes out, right? Well, what it actually is behind the knife that you're seeing the shiny side. On the other side is a pump mechanism with blood in it. So when they do it, they're dragging along and it's just basically squeezing out the blood from the handle, and it looks like it's cutting on there because it's in a straight line. I think this is an eyedropper. I mean, I think it's like a needle that it like pushes against the skin, and then they push out a drop of blood from the needle onto the finger.
It's not bad news. Let me tell you why I'm squirming. Because we're looking at a screenshot of this, right? Let me tell you what happens. You actually see the needle penetrate the skin. You see it actually.
You see it dimple.
No, but
you see it. I'm saying it pushes against the skin. I'm saying it. Then I think the drop of red food coloring comes out of the needle.
No, cornstarch. It's red colored cornstarch. I'm sure. No, because it doesn't happen. Because here's what happens. It actually comes out of the hole in the finger.
I don't know. I still think. I think if it's depressed like there, and then the blood comes out from the end. Not blood, but the red food coloring comes out there. I think it's going to come out into the divot and then sort of flow upwards because of the pressure, and I think that's what it looks like.
Okay, so here's our first challenge to anyone listening. If you know anyone who was a part of this movie, and if you know the person,
I thought you were going to have them try and recreate
this
thing.
No, my God, no, don't do that. If you know anyone who was a part of this, and you know the person, because there's got to be someone out there.
There's somebody who did this, because this is a very intricate shot,
and that person absolutely with like when they're out with friends or they're with family, like, hey, you know what Uncle Jim did? Uncle Jim was the bleeding finger.
That's right.
On minute 12 of The Incredible Hulk,
he got a close up. An Incredible Hulk.
Contact us. Let us know.
An ultra close up.
Anyway,
so he takes the blood and puts it onto a slide.
And now we get what's happening. Now we get what's happening here.
Okay, so he needs to look at the thing. You're right. And this is an American Optical Biostar microscope. These are still in use today. These are a very popular brand of microscope.
And these are legit. These are legit, professional microscopes.
These are for real scientific microscopes.
Amusingly, we're bringing this up now, but this microscope is on the table as soon as he walks back into his humble apartment.
Yes. So there's a whole side of his apartment we don't see.
Right.
At least we have not seen so far, because we see the back half with like the kitchenette and his bed and a table. We don't know what's the other side. So that's what I'm assuming is like sort of like in Friends, you never see that wall.
Right.
You never see the front wall. You only see I assume everything's on that wall. The wall where the camera is.
We've had two Friends references in this episode.
Well, no one told me life was going to be this way.
Oh no! So
that's the Bruce Banner theme song right there.
No, but you know what? Now when you see this, you're like, oh, I should have caught this earlier. But again, how caught up I am in the scene.
Sure.
Yeah,
it flies by.
he's gonna
Right.
look at this.
So we see him. He puts the slide on and zooms in, and then we see him dose his blood with this new blue concoction, and then we see the gamma irradiated blood cells. This is some nice CG right here.
Oh, it looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get to see that he doses it, and then suddenly all the green goes away. So the gamma radiation is being cleared from the blood cells.
Total
and for a moment,
success.
we are elated.
Total success.
He's done it.
Yes.
He's found it. He's found the cure. And then the Hulk strikes back. The gamma radiation surges back to life because Hulk is strongest one there is. Even in my blood cells, I'm the strongest one there is, and fights back so much though that it actually cracks the slide because they expand, because the blood cells themselves expand too, which is interesting from biology standpoint. I'm not a biologist, but I think from a biological standpoint, I find that very interesting because it's not just his muscles and bones that are expanding, but his actual blood cells are expanding when he hulks out.
This is a fantastic scene for the story of the character, because in the way it's done, it shows you the Banner is obliterated.
Oh yeah,
you really get that idea. He's gone. He no longer exists. The Hulk exists at the cellular level.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think for a comic book fan / you're full into this character.
Yeah,
that's a really cool thing to establish in minute 12 of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting because it does so much storytelling in literally a minute, in minute 12 here, that they spent probably half an hour of Ang Lee's Hulk talking about. I mean, that was so much about the science and the biology and starfish and jellyfish and all these things that this is just shows on a very visual level. This is what I really like about Louis Leterrier. He is an incredibly visual director. He likes to show, not tell, and I love that. And
in roughly 10 seconds.
Yeah. It tells you so much about. And also, then we cut to some serious acting then too. We get to see Bruce register that failure. That we see Edward Norton having to emote this thing of I was this close, it's this close, and then goes to another failure. So once again, more storytelling in terms of there's probably been 10, 15, in the last 150 days since he's been in communication. Right. There's probably been a bunch of these things where they try how about this? How about this? How about this? And then another emoji. So Mr. Blue still has that frowny face. Oh, how much did you use? And then we cut to Bruce looking at the poor empty stem. He used all of it. So the dosage didn't matter. He used every bit of it on one drop of blood, and nope. It would take to do the more, probably take an entire forest of Cora Blanca.
This is
poor Bruce.
In this minute.
Yeah.
Literally, this is just a testament to this movie. Mm-hmm. Great arc.
Yeah.
High, low.
Yeah. Oh. And we get to see another side of Bruce, which we're not going to see a lot of in this movie.
Right.
Bruce as scientist. Yeah. I know. And it leaves, and minute 12, we leave with, Bruce staring at the empty stem as the minute comes to an end.
So now what happens? What do you do next?
I know. It's I think he basically just goes into a depression, and that's it. The rest of the movie is going to be just a character study piece of him just pacing around the apartment, why God, why did you punish me?
Yeah, where do you go from here?
He's going to pick himself up, dust himself off, and start all over again. Which way will he go?
I don't know.
We'll find out in minute 13. That's right. So keep subscribing, folks. We'll be back to talk about more, because don't leave it here. You got to know what happens next. Do you like Facebook? Of course you don't. Nobody does. But if you want to make your Facebook experience a little bit better, we can help. Because, yes, that's right, Next Reel is on Facebook. We have a special Facebook group, the Marvel Movie Minute and Next Reel Film Podcast Executive Lounge.
Executive Lounge,
that's right. Ask to be invited, and you'll be invited in, because we're non-discriminatory. We just don't want weirdos and bots getting in.
Do we also, though, there will be a side room for those with fears of needles.
That's right. Yeah, we'll start a sub-thread.
If you need help with that, with your distractional therapy,
that's right.
Tell us.
Yeah, the Needleophobia Executive Lounge. Hope you had a smashing good time. Until next time, true believers.
Bye.